Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another tutorial for how to make some window tags using these circle dies and some acetate. You probably can see that it's shiny, and a couple of pieces of digital kits. So I will try to link these. I think this is from Liana Scrap and this is from My Porch Prints, but I will be sure to look that up and link it for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some large tags, and I want my tags to be probably 4 inches wide and probably 6.5 inches tall. So that's what we're going to do today. I've got my die cut machine over here. I'm not going to bring it into view because it's so big. And then I'm going to set these up here because they're going to be hard to find on my desk. So this one, and I've got some coffee dyed paper that I will I'll put on the back of these tags. And so let me just, I'm going to need to cut this down so that it will fit in the die cut machine. So just a moment. I'm not worried about cutting off those edges because they're not going to be a problem. So I'm just trying to gauge how far I want this to go over. I think we're just going to cut there, and then we have a little bit of play on either side. But I'm not concerned about those borders because they're not going to be an issue. So. And then this one, if I want these to be 6.5 inches, so yeah, I don't really necessarily want that in this project. So just was making sure that I could make that work. So there's that, and then we're going to also cut the coffee dyed paper in half, just so that I can run it through the die cut machine at the same time as this paper, so that the holes line up. So that's 11, so I'm going to go about 6.5, just is about half. No, that's not right. Goodness gracious, 11 inches. So half of 11 is 5.5. Goodness gracious, I do know my math. There we go. I love this. This is coffee dyed paper I did some time ago. It's not new. In an upcoming video, I'm going to take the coffee dyed paper that I created in the mixed media paper project. I didn't film the actual coffee dyeing in that project, but while I was waiting for things to dry, I did a whole batch of coffee dyed paper. So I'm gonna do some new techniques with it. So I hope that you guys will check back so we can explore that a little bit further. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna, my die cut machine is over here. So I'm not gonna bring it, I can bring it, yeah, it's not gonna fit in the camera. So I'm just gonna do my die cutting here really quick. And I will be back with you in a moment. Okay, so we've got our die cutting done. That was a little bit, it shakes my table something fierce too, so I'm glad to have not brought that into camera. So these are the centers of everything, so I will use those for something. Might even use them for this project, not sure. So the first thing that we're going to do is apply our acetate to the back of these. And so I'm going to get my art glitter glue in the small bottle here, just so that I can kind of control that flow. If it oozes out onto the window, it's not a big deal. I'm going to just smooth it with my finger though, because you can wipe the window off, I guess is what I'm trying to say. There we go. And it was this way. So the benefit of cutting these things larger is you do have a little bit of flexibility. Whoops. The paper, oh my goodness. I'm still not feeling great, you guys. So let's see if that will still stick. Oh, I just can't, I cannot lay around anymore. I've slept so much, and that should be okay because we're going to also glue everything together, and then the other acetate will be glued to this. So on this one, I've got a couple of little bits here. I've got some butterflies that I thought would be cool in the window. So I think this big one, the bigger one, needs to go in the other project because it's a little bit bigger around. But I'm loving that, so I'm going to try to undo this. It never works very well for me on camera. They're very tricky. There we go. Not too bad. And then we're going to go ahead and stick this on. Actually, we're going to stick it on the other piece of acetate that's going to go on the other side. Sorry if that's hard to see. And I'm just going to kind of put it in the center of this and then just smooth it out. I'm hoping that those lines don't show too much. I think they should be okay. And so now our butterfly is in between the two pieces of acetate. So, oh, I love that. Isn't that pretty? The butterfly seems a little bit wonky, like it's not quite flying straight. There we go. So I'm just gonna do this so that I can get some glue on here and keep this all in place. And then we can go on to the other side, and then we'll secure the other side as well. I'm gonna use my paper towel to kind of smooth that out. There might be an easier way to do this, but I honestly have never done this kind of project, so hopefully this is going to turn out okay. I am using purchased acetate just because a lot of my recycled acetate is pretty scratched up, and since this is going to a friend, a fellow crafter, I want to make sure it looks nice. So I'm going to set this one aside and let that glue dry, and then we can come back to cutting that down into the tag size that we want it to be. So this one, we're going to do the same. We're going to turn this over. Hopefully my acetate is big enough. It is not. So let me grab another piece here because I want to make sure it's not too small. I'm just kind of cut a little bit of it off. Yeah, like so. I'll use those scraps for something. So I'm going to go ahead and put my glue on here as well. Same process. I'll just probably speed through that part depending on how long the video ends up being. I'm trying to keep them between 30 and 35 to 40 minutes, closer to 30 if I can. I know everybody doesn't have oodles and gobs of time to sit and watch videos, and especially when there's so many incredible crafters that we want to watch, it's really hard to get it into our day. So there's that. Love it. And then here's our other butterfly. He's a little bit big, and again, I wish I had inked around that, but I think it's going to be all right. So on this one, we're going to get another piece of acetate because I know that pieces that I have are not going to be big enough. So I'm going to grab one more. And we're going to cut it down a little bit. I think I cut it a little bit on the edge. Sorry, I keep going off. Still getting used to the new setup. Over the weekend, my husband built me a new shelf so that I could raise my camera up higher so that I can get a broader, so I'm close, but I've got a broader angle. So that I'm really grateful for that. So we're going to go ahead and put this butterfly on this acetate. Let me put it on here. You can see got a little crumb there. So hopefully I'll have equal success with this one. It's hard. Oh, it's always harder to do on camera too, don't you know? Everything is. There we go. So set that aside, and then we're going to go ahead and put this on here, and I'm going to try to get it, let me see if I can get it on here so I can kind of get it in the middle, and then we'll move it over. There we go. So I'm going to give that a press, and then we're going to glue this image this way. Let's just look and make sure she's nice and straight. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, I don't know why I haven't tried this sooner. That is gorgeous. Okay, so we're going to turn her over so I can hold that in place and get some glue in here. I don't know how well art glitter glue actually adheres to acetate, but I guess we're going to find out. Not too concerned about it because this is all going to be backed with coffee. I mean, it's going to have another layer of backing. I do have some glue in there, so I'm hoping that that's not going to show because I can't, that's in between the acetate. So yeah, it shows, but hopefully it'll dry clear. If not, maybe we'll do something to doctor that up. You do want to be careful with how much glue you're using. Do as I say, not as I do, clearly. I imagine the glue moves more on this acetate because it's slippery. So I'm just going to try to get it to go this direction. I suppose a glue stick would work for this. I'm not sure. I'm not real familiar with working with acetate in this fashion. So that is beautiful. I sure hope that goes away though. Can we press it? I don't know if you guys can see what I'm talking about. See, we've got a little spot there right over here. But you know what? It is what it is. We can't worry about imperfection, right? So now we're going to turn these over. Let me start with the other one just because I know it's drier. And then we want to get the paper that was cut with this. I think it was this one. So we're going to go ahead and glue this on to the back. Not to the front, Renee, to the back. And so I'm going to put glue over, oh, I want this side though. I want that beautiful, beautiful orangish tint to this coffee dyed paper. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue all over this. Using my big art glitter glue just to get a lot of adhesive down in a hurry. And I can trim this up. You could definitely pre-cut these bits and not play this game that I'm playing right now. But I know that I'm going to be cutting it off, and I don't throw anything away, so I will be able to use these glued together pieces for something else. They'll make really stable clusters and things like that. So just going to try to line this up as best I can in that window. There we go. And then again, just giving it a good press. I don't know what I did with my paper towels. Oh, they're behind me. Hold on. I moved them because my reach across the desk to the left is far. I can't actually reach it without getting up. So I got more glue oozing through there. Oh my goodness. Well, hopefully that's going to dry and be okay. I've never done it, so lesson learned. If it doesn't dry, I would definitely want to be more careful with that in the future. I'm not liking that at all. I wonder if I can just kind of push it so that it will just kind of dissipate. Well, that seems to be kind of working a little bit, maybe, or spreading it. I'm not sure. So yeah, if these don't turn out, they won't go in the journal and I will have learned my lesson. So let's go ahead and do this one. This time I'm not going to go quite as close to that window so as to not have that problem again. So we'll just keep our distance here a little bit. I suppose I could smooth it out with my finger and then we wouldn't have that kind of a bigger amount of glue trying to move in there. But I think that's going to be fine. Nothing's going to go anywhere, right? It's not going to go anywhere. So let's turn this over and get it in place. And I'm really hoping that that will fix itself, that glue's not going to show. Kind of bummed about that. But it's okay. It is what it is, as I say. We cannot worry. What do they say? Don't cry over spilt milk. Don't cry over oozed glue. So I'm not sure how that's going to behave under there over time. I suppose I could have tested that. That probably would have been smart, but we'll figure it out. So, so let's go ahead and go back to this one since it's been sitting the longest. And I wanted my tag to be 4 inches wide. So I'm just going to measure. So let's see. So this is my paper is 5. So I need to take a little bit off of each side. So let's do that. I need to even up the bottom first. So yeah, I need to get an even edge here. So I'm going to go right to that border because I know that that is straight. because it came out of the printer that way. So I'm just going to trim that off so that I have a straight edge. So then I can go up the side. So again, I'm going to go way over because I want to just get that straight edge. Uh-oh. Something's wet and not drying, or maybe it's the acetate it doesn't want to cut through. Oh, I didn't think about that either. It's the acetate. So let me get my guillotine cutter out. That'll probably do it well. I usually have pretty good success with the trickier papers cutting with this, as long as I make a really swift movement and I don't kind of hesitate. So let's get that in there, and then we're gonna give it a chomp here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I hope that glue is gonna show. I have a bad feeling it's gonna look all cloudy. So this might just be a sample, and I'll have to do these again for the video because I don't want it to be weird for her. So I'm gonna go ahead and, so half of 4 would be 2. So that's about the middle of the butterfly. So I'm going to make a pencil, where's my pencil? Probably above me. I don't want to reach over the camera, so I'm just going to use this. So I'm going to go ahead and make a mark here and here at so that I know that I'm even on both sides, if that makes any sense at all. Let's go ahead and trim this edge off too. Well, we know we're going to trim it down to here at the least. So like so, and then we're going to cut it on. This is tricky because I can't really line that up in the middle. So let me just, boy, I am just really fiddly today, guys. I'm so sorry. It's hard because the guillotine doesn't, it's a little bit harder to see the line. That didn't even make a line, did it? Oh my word. I think that might be better though. Oh, I wouldn't blame you if you stopped watching. But I try to bring you the human stuff. So this is the scrap I was talking about. That's not going to be wasted. I will use that in a cluster or something down the road. So we've got a little bit of a edge here. There we go. Man, I'm so bummed about that glue. But at least you guys know what not to do that I did. So that's cool. Okay, where's my other mark? Oh, there it is. I see it now. It's right here, so we just need to go about right there. I don't get concerned about particular measurements. In fact, I don't measure. So, boy, it doesn't like that acetate, does it? I didn't realize acetate was so hard to cut. So there's that. So let's go ahead and do let's see. We want it to be 6.5 inches high. So I think I kind of want more off of the top than the bottom. So I think I will just line this up to 6.5 inches and then just cut off this one end right there. Kind of through that button would be fine. Do we want 6.5 or do we want 7? I think I'll go 7. We've got enough, so then I don't lose that button. Perfect. Oh, that glue is terrible though. So totally bummed about that, you guys. But we live and learn, right? It's not a big deal. So bring that arm down, chop myself. So that again, that's about the middle of the butterfly. I am going to reach, I apologize guys, I am going to reach for my pencil. So, so we're going to go up this way. And then we're going to go here. And then I'm going to go ahead and make my line so that, oh, I have to even those edges up first though. Hold on. Let me just cut a little bit off here just so that I know that I'm actually, boy, we've just got all the cutters in the world out here. Who would have thought it'd be so tough? There we go. Just because I know that that white line is even because it's from the printer. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to even this up and then we can cut along our marked line. But right now I'm just going to get this in here and then just chop. And then chomp the top again, just because I know that's going to be even. And then chomp this side. Oh, sorry about the phone, guys. I can't shut it off, so hopefully it'll just go away. It's those political people, you know, trying to get you to vote or something. So sorry, guys. I don't have the energy to fight with it today. So let's see. So we wanted this to be, oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. I need to hang it up for some reason. It's not off the hook. I'm going to actually set the phone outside of the room. They tend to call a lot during the day. I'm not usually home during the day, but okay, so now we can go ahead and cut on that other line. So I think I'm going to be okay to just I spy it here. Like so. That was pretty darn good. And then we're going to I spy it on this side as well. If it's not exactly 4 inches, I don't care. I'm not concerned about that at all. So I think we're done with this dangerous trimmer. And we've got our 2 carts. So now we can go ahead and, oh, I didn't cut it down. I didn't cut it down the other way. Hold on. So you guys probably remember when I've talked about if we all waited till we feel our best to create, we would never be able to create, right? Because life happens, stress happens, illness happens, things happen. If we wait until we're perfect, we're never going to get anything done. So I hope you don't mind my imperfections and stumbling through this, but I think they turned out great. I just can't really tell. It looks like it's going to stay, that glue. So I'm really, really bummed about that. But I might just use these in one of my own journals and then do some more off camera for Luna's journal. But you know, live and learn. So we're going to go ahead and ink this around both of these really quick. And then I will be back with you. Also, if I had inked around these holes, I would have been able to disguise that white. So I will definitely be trying these again off camera. And hopefully it will go better. So don't do what I did. Use some kind of other adhesive that's not going to squish out like that. And let me know what you try and how that works. So, okay, so we've got our 2 cards, and then we've got some embellishing to do. So what I had here is I had this. Now everything's changed because I changed the paper. So let me, true confession. So I started a video, did this process with some different papers, but they were just a train wreck because I forgot to put I needed 2 pieces of acetate and I needed my image to be in between, and I didn't do that. I tried to pull the paper off and it did not work. So again, true confessions. I did scrap that video just because it was just an energy sucker for me, so I just decided to let it go. So we're going to go ahead and put some stickers on the front of this. So I had originally wanted this this mushroom because of the journal, but I'm not going to use it because this is not, it doesn't feel right to me, and it doesn't feel right on this one. Well, maybe it feels right on this one. What about this little flower over here? I wonder if it would go here and cover up some of that glue. That might be an idea. Yeah. I'm trying to keep this simple. And then I've got a couple of little sentiments here. One says, life is in the details. So we're going to use that. And we're probably going to pull over some papers and do a little bit of some clusters, as you've seen me do before. I'm committed to not showing you guys just perfection, so that's why we're going to just keep going with this and learn together how this all is supposed to work. So I've got some lace scraps and some paper here, and I think we're going to, this one I don't I think I'm just going to put these stickers on and then a word and then be done with it. This one I think I'll do a little bit of a cluster. So let's go ahead and get this unpeeled. I've tried using my like pokey tool and it doesn't work. It just ends up marring the sticker. I've tried that before because I usually have quite... We're going to give that one a break for a second. Go on to this tag. Oh my word. Hopefully easier. We'll see. You know what, guys? I'm going to speed through this part. Oh, wait a minute. I think we got it. There we go. Whew! Thought that was never going to end. So we're just going to come up with this little kind of rose up here on the side and kind of go up over that little bit of glue. See what that does. That's kind of pretty. And then let's try this one again. We can do this. We can do it. We can do it. We go. Positivity. So we're going to stick this one over here. I think I'm going to go kind of up into the window a little bit, like so. That's really pretty. I don't use these. I always forget these stickers. So we're going to go ahead and use the mushroom because I really wanted this to go in her journal, provided that that glue doesn't look as awful as it looks right now. If it does, I might give them to her kind of as an add-on, and if she wants to use them, she can. And if she doesn't have to. We gotta laugh, you guys, right? We got to laugh because otherwise we cry. There we go. So this mushroom is really cool. I'm gonna kind of go like so. I don't like mushrooms. But I thought I have these stickers, I need to use them. So this one we're just going to put on a little word here, maybe a little piece of lace or something underneath it, but I'm not gonna make this too complex. So there we go. Let's see if I can find a piece of lace here in my stash, just really fast. I almost feel like it takes away from it because this paper is so beautiful. So I think we're not going to do that. I think I'm just going to put it on like it is. So I'm going to use my art glitter glue. Like that. I'm going to put it up above this button and over the mushroom. There we go. So the last thing we'll do on this one is we'll put a little tag topper, but you can see that glue is not, it's not changing. Sorry. It's not changing. So it's probably gonna remain. I'm not sure. So I'll definitely be doing these again. Sorry for being repetitive. I'm so bummed about what happened. So gotta let it go though, right? So this is some of my favorite lace. I think I want to use it in this. I talk about it all the time. Put a little bit of lace down there and just keep this kind of simple. What do you think? I wish you could tell me. I guess it's a rough day to create for me. But it's okay. Not everything is going to be smooth, right? Some things are just rough. I'm going to get my Fabri-Tac out. I didn't get that prepped because I wasn't expecting to use it. So let's go ahead and get that ready, and we'll glue on this lace just on the bottom here. Create a little bit of a... I'm not going to do a cluster. I'm just going to put the quote here on this lace, and then we're going to be done. So I'm going to use my art glitter glue on the sentiment as well. It is already pretty dark, so I don't need to ink around it. It says sweet. Love that. So there we go. There we go. So Got some goober stuff on the back of that. So let's think about a topper or something to pull for these tags. So sorry this was so rough, guys. I feel bad. But that's what happens sometimes when you try new things, you know, it's risky. And we never know how it's going to turn out. And when you're doing it on camera, it's intimidating. And that's why I have a lot of grace for creators, because, you know, sometimes we get comments that are not very nice about our videos. And I often, you know, I often think to myself, not in a mean-spirited way, but kind of like, well, my friend, are you in the arena? Are you putting yourself out there? Are you creating public content? You know, it's a lot harder than it looks. And so, again, I try to have grace and understand that there's always more to a person's story than what we see. But it's hard to create. It's hard to create publicly, and especially if we're doing it when we're in more of a vulnerable state, or again, not kind of up to par in terms of, you know, how we're feeling emotionally or physically. So I applaud all you creators out there. It's a beautiful thing. So there we go. So I will, oh, we got all kinds of crud on our window here, probably just from the table. Just so bummed about that, that window, but I don't know, maybe it'll go away. We can only hope, right? So let's do the second one. So let's go ahead and find a piece of lace for the top of this. Ooh, this would be gorgeous. Except I just feel like everything takes away from this. So I want to be careful about what I use here, because I don't want to take away from the beauty of that image. So So every time I do a video during this time where I've been not feeling well, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess it's time to go take a nap. The synapses, whatever your brain things, are not firing at full capacity today. So yeah, just gonna put a little bit of glue here and we will be done. Thank you guys so much for watching and for tolerating the sheer humanity here. I hope that you learned something. I definitely did. And isn't that what it's all about? Like, we don't come out of the gate perfect, and we have to try things, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. And so now I know that I need to use a glue that's not going to squeegee out. So there is our other one. Oh, I think we do need a button on this one too, because it feels a little bit plain. Maybe kind of this color. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, let's do that. The first one I grabbed. Isn't that amazing? And then we will be done. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you next time. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I would love it if you did. I put out a lot of content. I pretty much have 3 to 4 videos go up a week, and generally speaking, unless I run into some kind of snafu, but there we go. So again, not sure what that's going to do. It's probably going to dry just as it is my suspicion. And so I won't do that again. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.